So here are the solutions to the calculator part of the test. In the first question, you have to identify that we've been given D and we've been given U1. So using that information, if we were to find Sn, we would use the formula for Sn. The formula for Sn we can see here, 2 by 36 plus 4n minus 1. Expanding that out and simplifying the algebra gives us the expression that we were asked to show. Show means use what you know to then find out perhaps what they have given. The second question is straightforward, we substitute 14. Okay, in the second question we're after x to the 5, we can see it's the second term. Finding the general expression, therefore 8c5, 2 cubed and minus 3. Be careful of that minus 3 in brackets. When I expand that out, I've got my calculator, I just use NCR 85 will give me the coefficient with a calculator paper. 2 cubed is 8 and 3 to the power of 5 is 243. The whole term is to the power of 5, giving you a total there. Okay, this question is worth 6 marks, so we've got a bit of work to do here. We originally know that the fourth term is 8 times the first term, so I write it like maths. I'm next told, and then I think about what's U for? Well, it's from the formula, it's U1R cubed. When I equate those, I get R equals 2. Next, I'm told that the sum of the terms is 2,000. And by substituting that in, I now know R from my original, and the only unknown is U1. So using n solve or rearranging the equation, I'll get U1 is 2.5. Now I'm after the 10th term of the sequence, U10, straight to the formula, substituting what we know. Okay, the easiest way in a word problem to make it look like a maths problem is to give yourself the first 3 terms. So here I've got 80, I've got 72, that's 80 by 0.9, and then I've got 80 by 0.9 by 0.9, and that's whatever that is, 60 something. And then I can see my R value is 72 and 80, which is at 0.9, if I didn't see that obviously I'm multiplying by 0.9 each term. Okay, I'm after, now, to solve my problem, there's 15 minutes of time and it has to make 660. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. You could have just said, well, in 15 minutes, S15, how far have I walked? And that's 635, which means you haven't made it. Make sure you make a sentence about how his work is further and he will not make it on time. Another approach would have been to say that 660 equals U1, 1 minus 0.9 to the n, 80, and we know 1 minus 0.9. That's our only unknown, so using n solve, I could have got, or solving the log, that n equals, and it's 16 point something. So that's too long. That's more than 15 minutes, so he'll be late. Either method is acceptable. Okay, in the last question, and this is what we call section B, we've got our 3 values, so the ratio is just U2 over U1. So let's have a look at that. Either of these variables is possible. We're asked to do a show statement, and because we know this ratio is the same, we just set up our ratio, multiply it out, and we end up with the expression we were asked to show. We're then asked to solve for m, so using factorisation is the quickest method. I'll get minus 8 and 5 as my 2 m values. Now be careful here, the ratio, if m equals 8, is going to be minus 2 on 3. If m equals 5, the ratio is going to be 3 over 2. We're then asked if it's an infinite sum. So a finite sum, the ratio has to be less than 1. Otherwise, it will go on and will not get to a finite number. So if our ratio, therefore, minus 2/3, because 3/2 is bigger than 1, and it will expand and become infinite. This happens when m is minus 8. I then substitute that into my finite sum formula, and I get the value minus 27 2/3.